You can leave me in it if you want up here.
That linoleum came out pretty easy.
Hi guys, welcome back to DIY for under $100 bathroom makeover special. This is episode 2. We're laying tile today, and as you can see here, my husband is making marks on the door jamb using 2 tiles, and the reason we're using 2 tiles is because you want to spread your thin set about 1/4 of an inch. These are 1/4 of an inch thick tiles, so by laying 2 of them together you can see where your tile will come up to once the thin set is in, and then he's going to use them face to face so he has a place to cut flat against the wall, which is a little difficult once you're redoing something like this in a place that's already got a door jamb. It would be much easier to do this on the front end, but they didn't put tile in, so now we're putting tile in. I will be voiceovering a lot on this particular episode because there was a lot of background noise and multiple conversations and whatnot in the background that didn't apply. So as you can see here, he's trying to turn the corner. He's chiseling out a bit of wood. Apparently there's a big 2x4 or whatever is in the door jamb, so he's just taking a little bit of the wood out with a chisel and a hammer so that the tile will lay up flat against there. Alright, now we're sewing the last little bit of wood here off the door jamb. Let me get a better perspective here. Okay, there we go. You can see he's just got that last little bit to go, and then we'll be able to put the tile in and dry fit it, which is a really good idea before you start laying tile, to dry fit it, just to see how you want your tiles laid out. And actually my friend Janis, whose foot is making a cameo appearance here, she will be explaining how to do this here shortly to Chris.
Okay, so then that leaves you the option of sliding that tile up to almost up to here if you want.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I would like to have it right here, going across the...
Yeah, would you the middle. Even, yeah.
You could butt it up like that.
You think like that?
You could.
Start like that?
Well, you have to figure out if that is a right angle there. Wait, I have my square.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty square right there. So you could do it just like that if you wanted. And start from there.
Okay.
And go straight on across.
See, here's the thing. I was thinking about right here, and then have. No, that wouldn't work with it.
Well, unless you want to put pieces in there. See, that's what you have to decide. If you want to start with whole tiles right here.
And you said this is pretty. That's pretty.
Yeah,
square.
that's pretty square along with this board.
And that way, when you get a threshold, you could just glue it right down on the top there.
Well, actually, with this here, you almost don't need a threshold.
Yeah. Well, and when you decide if you want carpet.
I need to make sure that is...
Now, there's another way you can do it if you don't want to have straight lines, is you can stagger them. You can put, instead of putting a tile where it lines up with this, you can put it in the middle and alternate them.
Here's what I think I want to do. I want to make sure that if I start with that corner, I want to make sure that they line up. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what we're working on now.
So
And see, so you're going to have to cut pieces all the way down that side, which would work. You can do it that way, or you could choose to off-center this line and butt them up against this wall.
But then you have to cut a corner out.
I don't mind cutting here, but what I want to make sure is like that these pieces are squared. You know, like right in the middle. I don't want
And
it to be like.
and that's what those spacers are for. So that when you once you get your direct line, that's what you need to do, is you need to draw a line on the concrete from here and make sure it goes that way, and then do another one that goes that way that you know is perpendicular.
That is
Using
square.
this to make it square. So say this is square to here, and that's the line we're going to use. So we're going to draw that line. Where's your pencil?
I got a big square in there. That'll let me do a really.
Yeah. Down there that you're going to work from.
Exactly. And it seems to me it would be easier to make cuts right there.
Right.
Because that's going to be behind the door.
That's true. You're not going to see
You're
that.
not going to see that.
That's right. And that's going to be.
And then back
and whatever's
behind the-
That's right.
That would make more sense to me.
And then whatever cuts you make over here are going to be up under this. So even the rough edges that you cut off aren't going to
you
show.
aren't going to see it.
That's
yeah.
right.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Commentary by Janis. She's my best friend. She doesn't like to be on camera, so I'm not going to show her to you. But she's the one that we always go to when we have a project. And Chris is getting really excited about this floor now. We've got it almost squared away. This is taking way too long to dry because it's rainy and gross out. So we're going to start on the floor, I think.
Yeah, you could come see.
Yeah.
We have the floor done.
Yeah. I mean, and we can
Are you on?
always cover the floor.
Okay, so we know that was.
This looks like it's pretty square here. Yeah. So use this edge.
You can draw on the floor.
You have to go the other. You have to go the other way.
To give you an idea of how tiny our bathroom is, I'm actually
Well, that's
standing
true,
in the
because-
shower while they're doing that.
See, now it's better, right?
And you could even get some of those spacers to put in between.
I brought spacers, so
Oh,
you
good,
have
good.
to put the spacer in to make sure that's 1/4 of an inch all the way down.
So,
But let's do the line we're going to start working off of.
so should I make it there? You think that one's good enough to this?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. Draw the line.
Okay, we're going to speed this up for you. We're drawing lines across and down the room. You can do this also by using a chalk line, but we don't have a chalk line, so we're using a square and a Sharpie, and we're making lines again across and down the room so that you have good straight lines to start laying your tile from in your room. This space is very small, so we don't really need a bunch of fanciness.
Never push once you have the thin set there, because you know what happens? It pushes it up into a hump and then it comes up over the top edge. You put it down and you pull it if you have to get it into place. You don't push it this way, you have to pull it back.
What if you just lay it straight?
Well,
Flat down.
if you lay it straight, that's great. Now you can also put thin set on the back of here.
And do it that
I've
way.
seen a lot of guys on HGTV
Do a
do that.
thin coat on the back of here. Put some down here. That way it sticks together better and you don't get air pockets. That's called buttering. You're going to butter it like
Yeah,
bread.
but you don't have to do the grooves
Right.
back here like you would do there. You just like toast.
But it's very important. If you put it down, if you slide it, you're going to get a wave. But you want to get all the way down to the
Floor.
That's basically what you're doing.
Okay.
And you want it kind of even, you know, like this, as much as you can. You want to try hard not to cover up our line. so we can see where we're at. Good. Press it and wiggle it a little bit. There you go.
Now I want to make sure.
See this big blob here?
Yeah.
You don't want that because then you won't be able to get grout down in there.
Oops.
You're gonna have to have a wet cloth to wipe that off with too.
Okay, now what I want to do, I want to make sure I get it that way because I want this to be right dead
Perfect,
on.
yeah.
So I need to go this way.
Go that way now.
How does that look?
Well, go ahead and butter the back of your next tile.
Okay, Chris has got the second tile going. He's buttering the back of it so that the tile will have good adhesion to the thin set that he just laid out. You can see down there. And when he puts this tile down, him and Janis realize that it's not exactly level, so he pulls this tile up and puts some more thin set under it, which is just fine as long as you do it right away immediately. It's not a problem at all. It's trying to get it back up after you've let it sit for a few minutes because that will start to harden and it makes it really difficult and you don't want to crack your tile. So they're going to put a level on it and scoot the level between the two tiles. If it bumps in between the tiles, that means one is higher than the other. Now you can use a rubber mallet or just your hand to make it more level and try to get the tile to press down.
Okay, end of project day 1. Most of the tiles in. We still have around that edge. And around this edge where the potty goes. You did a very good job. I'm very proud. Oh, okay, that's the end of day 1. Bathroom remodel, and tomorrow we'll probably finish the floor and then we'll get to painting and sanding and all that good stuff. Okay, it's the next day and our tiles have dried. We've pulled the little thingies out. Now we're gonna do around the edge. While I was at work, my husband cut all the tiles to fit. So all we have to do is put them down. So we've only got from this edge all the way around the outside perimeter, and then that's it for the floor. So we better get started.
Okay guys, here I am doing the tile around the edge and I'm just about right behind the potty. I'm using the same method as yesterday, using the level in between the tiles to make sure they're level with each other and flat and, you know, perfectly in aligned right there. Right here you can see we're in the last corner of our little tiny bathroom. He has already pre-cut the pieces, thank goodness, because this would have been aggravating to have to wait and stuff for the pieces. There was just a lot of cuts to be made here. You notice right under where the toilet is going to sit, there's a lot of little pieces, and that's fine. You don't want to leave gaps there with no tile because it could make your potty sit weird. So putting little tiles there is fine, and it's not going to be seen anyway. So this is where you would want to do that if you don't have the means to make the perfect cut in a tile that would fit right over that hole. And Chris is leveling out these last few big ones while I try to remember where these little ones went. We got this part done, I would say probably in less than 45 minutes to do around the outside edge, since he had already cut all these tiles for us. He's helping me by putting down the mastic, and of course this is in a little spot, so you can't really use the great side of the tool that we were using. So we're just kind of putting it in there and trying to spread it around as evenly as possible and making sure everything's nice and level.
don't know which one's to do. No, we'll just get this. There's that wet sponge behind you. You can.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But a water is always good with projects like these. Well, you don't cement yourself too. You want to clean off any thin set because it will stay exactly where it dries out. And you will never get it off forever. Ow! Okay, phew.
What do you think?
I think it looks fabulous. I think this is very awesome floor, honey. You picked a good color. Yay!
Okay guys, that's the end of days 1 and 2 of laying tile. Shoo, what a challenge. Special thanks to Janis for her wonderful instruction. Join us next week for episode 3 when we will be grouting this floor.